Hello everyone. So I bring to you one more topic of UPSC. The topic is technology as the silent factor of international relationships. International relationships, as the world is growing smaller and smaller, it's termed nowadays as a global village. So there's hardly any area where which is not impacted when something happens in another place. So we're going to have that viewpoint where actually it is Vasudev Kutumbakam, right? So let us see how things are affected globally and how we are dependent on each other. Though we are separate entities as nations, but we are dependent on each other and how we support each other. That is how we have to approach this topic, right? So here we talk about technology as a silent factor. Now, why for international relationships, of course, why do we say silent factor? Well, it is like salt in the food. It is there and it's important and it is necessary and it is so obvious that we're not going to talk about it. So that it is like that. But let's understand that the main reason is technology, right? So it is called the silent factor. And let us see how and which areas it impacts and how it impacts, right? So first of all, technology. What is technology? Technology is of two words, technical, anything to do with making anything, and logi is study. So study of anything that you can make. So that is technology. So it is very vast in its scope. So technology is a silent factor, right? So let us see in which areas we can talk about that, right? It is an easy topic. Here, let us not get into the trap of talking anything of the domestic. When it is international relationships, let's talk only of international relationships. Okay? So now, when we say how technology, how know-how, I have tried to put it up as a mind map. I hope it helps you to learn better. Okay? And for me also, it's easy so that I don't miss out any points. For me, it is just saying the points. For you, you will have to remember and assemble it again, right? So this is mind map is my technology of explaining today to you. Okay. So now, know-how for what all that we need. Know-how, for example, for space. The latest buzzword for space is Artemis. How with all the nations are getting together to explore the potential in other planets of the minerals and other things that can be found there, and how we explore whether there's life and how we can create more, whether and how we satisfy our urge of creating more and learning more of the universe. The Artemis policy, and of course the NASA and ISRO have been doing launching satellites in the tandem. So that also is there. And now this is the latest buzzword, as I said, Artemis. For medicine, if we talk about, especially during the pandemic, it was through collaboration that everybody was working. Everybody wanted to get the vaccine, and the project is another wonderful example of collaboration where the nations work together to find a cure, a remedy for the genetic diseases, which are supposed to, till now, there is no remedy. If your genetic problem is there, then you live with it. There is no cure. But they are trying to look for a cure for that. So that is one big example where more than 100 countries got together to work on this. And all this happened how it was, most of the time it was online through online platforms like WebEx and others. Well, that of course we're talking about business, and then other than that, there are business opportunities. There are a lot of business opportunities which we depend on each other. For example, ERP is another word. ERP would be enterprise resource planning. Any organization you set up, you need systems in place where things are automated and records are kept, especially such organizations which have offices all over the world. They would like to have some systems. At a click, you can find out the details. So, some systems have to be kept in place. So, that itself is very big business. That's a business opportunity. They're providing the software for companies to deal with the problem of logistics, inventory, management, and other things, right? So this is one. Then, of course, the other word that is coming is bits currency, the cryptocurrency. So that is another thing which everybody all across the nations, they are working on that, and that is becoming the hot potato where, yes, hot potato where you're scared, but then there are opportunities also. Those who make money, they're looking at advantages for making money from that. The other very important area where the world needs to get together and is getting together is climate change. So there are various areas there where they have to work together and they have to work in tandem. For example, industrial deep decarbonization is the need of the hour. India does not have that technology. So they have to learn. They are dependent on other countries for the technology. So, and that, you see, those things are going to benefit everybody. The entire world is going to get benefit out of it. That is required. If the world is safe, I am safe in it. So that is how we have to approach the problem. So that is required. Industrial deep decarbonization. The industries that create maximum carbon, they have to. They should somehow, we should be able to reverse that change and make it further better. Then carbon neutral electricity. Electricity is required, but where there is no carbon release, how can that be done? That technology is required. Then, of course, then smart grid is required. Where for technology, smart grid, where different technologies are to be used. For example, ethanol, for example, where ethanol blending is another thing that is coming up in vogue, where they're talking about, where it could be part of the petrol. But nevertheless, we have CNG, we have this, and probably we have to have engines or something where we can switch from one fuel to another. We may not be able to depend only on one, or there could be a problem then. We do have already with CNG and the petrol, but we will need certain smart grids like this. And in fact, there is a talk going on with Germany regarding this. So, based on technology itself, for technology, we require international relationships, right? Now, for knowledge transfer, even during the pandemic, I mean, it was heightened during the pandemic. It's not that it was not there. There have been webinars and other things where, by the British Council and others. So we've attended tests and webinars across the country, international seminars. But then, of course, they've become more prominent now because that is the only source of learning. So the knowledge, for knowledge transfer, we have like Zoom and other apps are there. So those have become very important. Then there are, because of other many courses, are available. You can learn from anyone. You can make anybody your mentor now across the world. And an online course, it could cost as much as it would cost the next door neighbor if you registering for their course. So these things have become in vogue. Learning with technology from in international relationships, that has become very easy and feasible. Okay, so now this has also provided freedom of equal opportunity. Even when you post things, even on YouTube and other things, which are visible throughout the world. So learning can happen, exchange of information can happen. It is not only that we are receivers, but we are also, available for the others, whether it is yoga or meditation and other things. So this is due to technology basically, that we are able to provide the information we have to the world, and we can simultaneously take from them what we need and what we require. So that is how we can say that technology is the silent factor in international relationships. Again, as far as peace is concerned, getting the know how of being nuclear or going nuclear is one way to get peace. Once you are nuclear enabled, then you don't get cowed down by the other countries. So, to buy peace, you need to be nuclear. That is one thing. But yes, there's a flip side to technology. For example, it was technology that enabled the terrorists to plan the attacks, sitting in whichever place of the world they were, London and all, they could plan the attacks in Bombay. Now that is one problem. But then it's just like the knife. I needed to cut my vegetables, but anybody could kill with that. So it is, you need to be careful with technology, how it is used. A lot of misuse of technology happens, whether it is fraud in monetary matters, or it could be phishing, where transactions, like monetary matters, I said, and otherwise also your private data is taken. For example, even when the data is fed into the mobile of the various apps that you use and you feed in data, that data is like gold. So the companies take that data and do their market research. Excuse me. They do market research and they would know what you are likely to buy, and accordingly they will give you ad for that, so that you end up buying those products. That is one thing. And artificial intelligence is that they would try to maneuver or create a demand for something else, right? So they work on your psyche also. All that technology plays. And the benefit, of course, is wherever for the country who creates business, they also get benefit. The country that needs that, for example, the bullet train. Excuse me. The bullet train, we buying technology from Japan. It will provide employment for the people here. We will get the know-how of making it. So these things are really going to benefit. So definitely technology is the silent factor for international relationships. Hope my points help you in writing your essay. All the best. Best of luck. Take care. This is Kulban Kaur signing off from IS Finance. God bless you.